All right, if you're in the world of conservation science or biodiversity research, you know that your work is only as good as your data. So today, we're going to look at a game-changing new tool. It's designed to put the planet's most important conservation data right where you need it, inside the R programming language. Let's get into it. So here's the big idea, right? How can you possibly take this absolutely massive, globally critical database and make it so simple that you can access it with just a single line of code? Well, that's exactly the problem a new R package called redlist is here to solve.
Okay, so before we dive into the how, let's talk about the what. What data are we actually unlocking here? We're talking about the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, which is, basically the single most important database for global conservation.
And look, this is not just any old data set. The Red List is the global gold standard. It's the authority on species extinction risk. Think about it. Thousands of scientific papers, huge conservation policies, actual boots-on-the-ground efforts, they all depend on this data. So yeah, being able to get to it easily, that's not just nice, it's absolutely crucial.
And the scale here is, well, it's just staggering. We are talking about detailed assessments for over 150,000 different species. Just try to wrap your head around that. Now imagine the power you'd have if you could just reach in, grab what you need, and start analyzing. That's the whole point behind redlist.
So, a tool this cool doesn't just pop into existence, right? Nope. This one was actually born out of a very specific, kind of nerdy problem in the R world. It's a classic story of innovation happening because, well, it just had to.
Let's walk through how this happened. Back in September 2024, the main R package that people were using, redlist, was still connected to an old API that was about to be shut down. So, fast forward to January 2025, that package gets a much-needed update to the new API, but it came with some pretty massive structural changes. And that moment, that little gap, was the opportunity. The developer of redlist decided, you know what, I'm going to build a whole new tool from scratch, with a totally different philosophy guiding it.
So what is this different philosophy? What makes redlist tick? It really boils down to three things: simplicity, consistency, and a laser focus on a modern, clean data structure.
And that brings us to the star of the show, the tibble. Now, if you're an R user, you know what a data frame is. A tibble is, well, it's like a data frame that went to the gym and got a PhD. It's just smarter, cleaner, and way easier to work with. And here's the core design principle of redlist. Every single function gives you a clean, predictable tibble, no exceptions. That consistency is a huge deal. It makes your whole analysis workflow so much smoother.
Now, it's really important to get this straight. Redlist isn't trying to replace the official IUCN-supported package, which is called IUCN Redlist. Think of it like this. They're two different roads to the same destination. The official package is like the main highway, the reference. Redlist is a new, scenic route, built for people who really value those streamlined workflows and clean tibble outputs. It's all about having options, which is great for the R community.
Okay, theory is great, but let's get our hands dirty. How do you actually get this thing up and running? The best part is it's ridiculously easy. We're talking 4 simple steps, and you're in.
Seriously, this is the whole process. Step 1, you install a package from CRAN, just like any other. Step 2, pop over to the IUCN Redlist website and request a free API key. That's your secret password. Step 3, you tell R what your key is using one simple function. And Step 4, you run a quick check to make sure everything's talking to each other. That's it. Boom, you're connected to the entire database.
All right, this is where the magic happens. You're all set up, so what can you do? Let's check out just a few examples of how powerful this is.
Check this out. Let's say you need data for every single assessed species in a specific country, like Benin. You just type this one simple function, RL countries, and give it the country code. That's it. One line of code, and you get a beautiful, clean tibble with all that data ready to go.
Okay, but what if you're asking bigger, more specific questions? Maybe you're researching the impacts of climate change. Easy. You use the RL threats function, give it the numeric code for climate change, which is 11, and bam, you instantly get a list of every single species in the entire database that's affected by that threat. I mean, that is just incredibly powerful stuff.
Or, let's say your work is focused on a specific ecosystem. You want to know about every species that lives in, say, a desert habitat.
You just use the RL habitats function with the right code. In this case, it's code 8 for deserts. And again, with one simple command, you are sifting through all 150,000 plus species to find exactly what you need. It's amazing.
And really, this quote from the package's description just nails it. The whole point is to provide an interface to access data supporting biodiversity research and conservation efforts. It's not just about code, it's about enabling the critical work that our planet desperately needs.
So, as we start to wrap this up, I think it's pretty clear that redlist is way more than just a bit of code. It's really a key that unlocks a whole universe of critical information.
All right, let's boil this all down to the key takeaways for you. First, redlist is a powerful, modern tool that was born from a very real need. Second, it is all about simplicity with clean, consistent data outputs every single time. Third, it's super easy to install and start using for your own work. And finally, remember, it's a fantastic complement to the other great tools already out there.
You know, at the end of the day, a tool is only as good as the questions you ask with it. So now that this access to the world's most vital conservation data is this simple, this direct, the only question left is, what conservation questions will you answer?